Liam stood at the entrance of his new dorm room, holding a small bag and a nervous heart. The alien university campus was huge, filled with beings from dozens of planets. Lights floated in the air, walls moved like they were alive, and everyone looked different from what he was used to. Liam had come here on a rare student exchange program. He was the only human. He took a deep breath and pressed his hand on the door scanner. Beep. The door slid open with a soft hiss. Inside the room, it was dark. The lights were low, with a soft blue glow coming from the walls. A strange scent hung in the air, like cold metal mixed with sweet flowers. And then, he saw her, tall, strong, and glowing slightly in the low light. His roommate stood in front of a floating shelf. Her skin was pale violet, and her long hair looked like it was made of silver threads. Two sharp horns curled gently from her head, and her eyes were glowing amber. She turned slowly and looked at him. Liam froze. The alien girl stared at him without saying a word. Her face was hard to read. No smile, no welcome, just silence. Then, she spoke. "You are the human." Her voice was deep and smooth, almost like music, but cold. Yeah, Liam said, stepping inside slowly. "I'm Liam. I guess we're roommates." She turned back to her shelf and said nothing. Liam looked around. The room was split in half. One side had a normal bed, desk, and closet, probably made for him. The other side looked alien. Strange symbols floated in the air, and her bed was more like a glowing nest made of soft vines. He walked to his side and set down his bag. "So, what's your name?" She didn't look at him. "Karen," she replied shortly. "Nice to meet you, Karen," Liam said, trying to smile. She didn't reply. The first few days were awkward. Karen stayed silent most of the time. She slept during the day and stayed awake at night. Liam didn't want to disturb her. He mostly kept to himself, reading, watching videos, trying to get used to the alien world around him. At night, he would sometimes wake up and hear her moving. Not walking, moving, almost floating. Her footsteps were soft, like air. One night, around 3 in the morning, Liam suddenly woke up. His heart was racing, he didn't know why, and then he saw her. Karen was on top of him, not attacking, not moving, just kneeling on his bed, her face close to his. Liam's eyes went wide. "Karen?" he whispered. She didn't answer. Her hands were on either side of his head. Her glowing eyes stared into his. She was shaking. I saw it," she whispered. "What?" "Your dream, your pain, your loneliness." Liam didn't understand. "What are you talking about?" Karen looked scared. No, confused. Like she didn't understand her own emotions. "My kind. We sometimes connect to others during sleep. We call it echo touch. But it only happens with deep emotions." Liam sat up slowly. Karen didn't stop him. "I didn't mean to invade," she said, voice soft now. "I was just pulled." He was still in shock, but not afraid. Her eyes were not full of hate. They were curious. "No one ever showed me that much feeling before," she whispered. "You miss someone. A girl, maybe. A family. A home." Liam nodded, surprised. "Yeah. How did you know?" She touched her forehead. "I felt it. And when I did, something changed. I couldn't go back to sleep. I kept seeing you, feeling warm." Silence filled the room again. Liam didn't know what to say, and then Karen did something unexpected. She stood up slowly and looked away, almost shy. "This never happened," she said. And just like that, she floated back to her side of the room. Liam lay back on his bed, eyes wide open. That night changed everything. He didn't know it yet, but Karen had just taken her first step towards something forbidden, something that would shake both their worlds, something more than just being roommates. Liam could not sleep. His heart still raced from the strange moment that had just happened. Karen had been on top of him, close, almost touching, But it wasn't violence. It wasn't even fear. It was something else. Something he could not name. He stared at the ceiling. The room was dark and silent again, but his mind was loud. On the other side of the room, Karen was still. Her back faced him. She didn't move. Not even a breath. Liam whispered, "Was that real?" The next morning, Karen was gone. Her side of the room looked untouched. Vines curled gently on her sleeping nest, but she wasn't in it. Liam checked his datapad. No classes today. No messages. He stood up, walked to the window, and looked out. The alien sky had two suns, one red, one white. Light poured down like golden water. He didn't see her anywhere. Just as he turned away, the door opened. Karen stepped inside slowly. She looked different. Her silver hair was messy. Her eyes were tired. She looked at Liam for only a second, then walked straight to her corner. She didn't say a word. Liam hesitated. Should he talk to her? Was she embarrassed? Scared? He took a step forward. "Karen, are you okay?" She paused, still facing away. "You shouldn't have felt it," she said quietly. "What did I feel?" "My mind. My echo." She finally turned. "When we echo, we share feelings, but I didn't mean to connect. You were open, vulnerable. You were calling." Liam blinked. "I wasn't calling anyone." "Your memories were loud. They reached out." Liam stepped closer. "So, what did you see?" Karen's glowing eyes lowered. "You, sitting alone, as a child, crying into a pillow. Then a woman came, your mother. She sang to you, and then she was gone." Liam felt his chest tighten. His voice was dry. "She died when I was 10. Karen nodded. "I felt your pain. It echoed through me." He stared at her. "Why were you on my bed?" She looked away. "I woke up. My chest was heavy. I thought maybe if I got close the echo would stop, but instead, I saw more." "What did you see?" She hesitated. "Your dreams. You were dreaming about me." Liam froze, his face turned red. "What? No, I mean maybe, but not like that." Karen raised a brow. "Not like what?" "I wasn't dreaming anything bad," he said quickly. "Just us talking, laughing, being friends." She looked at him with a strange expression. "Friends?" she repeated, like it was a new word. "We can be, right?" Karen was quiet for a long time. "No one ever wanted to be my friend," she said finally. "Why not? My kind is feared. We fought in wars. We don't touch others. We don't share rooms. We don't laugh. But you're sharing a room now," she nodded. "And now I've touched a human." A soft light began to glow between her fingers. "I broke 2 sacred laws. I shared an echo without permission. And now?" She looked at her hand, almost scared. "I can feel you." Liam took a deep breath. "What does that mean?" Karen looked into his eyes. "It means if we keep touching, I might bond." "Bond?" "Like mating, but deeper. Soul link. Forever." Liam's mouth fell open. "Whoa." Karen quickly stepped back. "But it won't happen if we don't touch again. I will sleep on the floor if needed." Liam held up his hands. "You don't have to. I won't touch you. I swear." But deep inside, he wasn't afraid. He was curious. This strange alien girl wasn't a monster. She had fears. She had feelings. She was just different, but not in a bad way. That night, Karen slept on the other side, curled tight in her vines. Liam watched her as the lights dimmed. He whispered, "Good night, Karen." He didn't expect an answer, but he got one. Very softly, like a warm breeze, she replied, "Good night." Liam. For the next few days, everything felt calm. Too calm. Liam and Karen no longer avoided each other. They began talking, just a little, during the evenings. They shared stories, asked simple questions, even laughed once or twice. But under that quiet surface, something was growing. Karen would often pause mid-sentence like she felt something invisible. Sometimes, her hand would twitch when she got too close to Liam. And Liam, he couldn't stop thinking about her. Her strange eyes, her soft voice, and the way she looked at him like he wasn't just another human. Something unspoken tied them together. But not everyone liked that. One morning, Karen returned from her temple. Her face was pale. Her eyes were darker than usual. Liam looked up from his bed. "You okay?" She didn't answer. Instead, she walked straight to her corner and pulled out a long black box. Inside was a glowing crystal orb. It pulsed, softly once, twice, like a heartbeat. Liam stood up. "What is that?" Karen turned slowly. Her voice was cold now. "It's a law stone." "A what?" "It records sacred rules of my people," she said, "and it just glowed." "Why?" "Because I'm breaking them." She walked closer to him, holding the orb between them. It flickered brighter when it sensed Liam. "My species has 3 core rules for bonding with outsiders," Karen explained. 1, no emotional touch. 2, no echo sharing. And 3, she stopped. Her hand trembled. Liam swallowed. "What's the 3rd?" Karen looked him in the eyes. "No soul warmth." "What soul warmth?" She lowered the orb to her side. "It's when 2 people, from 2 different species, begin to feel each other without touching. Emotion travels like heat, like connection." Liam blinked. "I feel warm when I'm near you, even when we don't speak." Karen closed her eyes. "Then the bond has started." That evening, a shadow entered their dorm. It wasn't a person. It was a message. Dark, floating, and cold. A black mist hovered in the air and formed alien letters above Karen's bed. She stood and stared at it. "What does it say?" Liam asked quietly. Karen's face went blank. "The elders know." Her hands shook. "They're calling me back. They've detected the bond." Liam felt a strange chill. "What will they do?" "They will test me. If I fail, they'll exile me." "What? Why?" "Because they think humans are dangerous, and they believe bonding with one is a sign of weakness." Liam stepped forward. "But you're not weak." Karen looked at him, something flashing behind her eyes. "No," she said softly. "But I am different now." That night, Karen sat by the window looking at the twin moons. Liam sat across the room watching her. "I don't want to lose you," he said suddenly. Karen turned her head slowly. "No one's ever said that to me before." "You said." "I was calling out in my dreams," Liam said. Maybe you were answering." Karen's lips parted slightly. For the first time, she looked uncertain. Soft. "You make me feel strange, Liam. Lighter. Like I can float even without wings." Liam smiled gently. "That doesn't sound bad. It's dangerous for my kind." He stood up and walked over to her slowly. Very carefully, he sat beside her. "I don't care about the laws of your kind," he whispered. "I care about you." Karen turned her head, eyes wide. "Liam, don't." But it was too late. Their shoulders touched, just barely. And the orb in the black box, it cracked. The room filled with white light for a split second. Karen gasped, her body tensed. And then, she saw it. Not a dream. Not a memory. She saw his soul. Floating in stars. Shaped like a flame. Beautiful. Wild. Human. She looked into his eyes and whispered, "You're more than they told me." Liam whispered, "So are you." Outside their dorm, invisible to both of them, a signal was sent across the galaxy. A warning. The forbidden bond has begun, and from deep space, a ship turned toward their planet, a ship with her father's symbol on its wings. He was coming, and he was not coming in peace. The room was too hot. Liam woke up sweating. The walls, normally cool and glowing blue, were pulsing with soft red light. It was like the room itself was breathing faster. He pulled off his blanket and sat up. His chest felt tight. Then he heard it, a soft sound, a low, shaky breath. He turned his head and froze. Karen was on the floor, curled up, shivering, her body glowing faintly. Her skin glistened with heat, and her breathing was fast. Too fast. Liam rushed to her. "Karen?" She didn't respond. Her eyes were half open, and strange glowing lines had appeared on her neck and arms. Liam knelt beside her. "What's happening?" Her voice was weak. "I told you before. My kind doesn't bond, but if we do, the body reacts." "React? How?" She closed her eyes tightly, trying to breathe. "We enter seeking mode." "Karen, what is that?" Her body trembled. "It's like a fever, a deep call. We burn inside, and the only cure is—" She stopped, her voice breaking. Liam leaned closer. "The only cure is what?" Her hand shot out, grabbing his wrist. "Touch. From the one we've bonded to." Liam blinked. "You mean me?" She nodded slightly, her face turning red. Liam hesitated. "Will it hurt you if I don't?" Karen opened her eyes slowly. "It will break me." His heart pounded. This was not about romance. This was not about choice anymore. She needed him. Right now. Liam gently placed his hand on her shoulder. A jolt of heat passed between them. Karen gasped, her back arching slightly. Her skin glowed brighter. The glowing lines on her arms faded slowly. She whispered, "More." Liam wrapped his arms around her carefully, like holding fire. Her body melted into his, and the shaking stopped. He didn't speak. He just held her. And something deeper than words moved between them. 10 minutes passed. Then 20. Finally, Karen relaxed. Her breathing slowed. The heat in the room faded. She lay still against him, her head on his shoulder. Then she whispered, "I'm sorry." "For what?" "For making you part of this, for breaking rules, for pulling you into danger." Liam shook his head. "You didn't pull me. I walked in." She pulled back slightly and looked into his eyes. "I almost didn't come to this university," she said. "My father warned me, said humans were liars, destroyers." Liam gave a small smile. "He wasn't wrong about some of us." Karen smiled back softly, "But you are not like them." They sat in silence for a while, side by side, warm but calm. Then suddenly, beep, 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 a sharp noise came from the wall. A red light blinked near the door. Karen's eyes widened. "No." "What is it?" She stood up slowly. "He's here." "Who?" "My father." Liam stood too. "Now?" She nodded. "The signal means a command-class ship has entered orbit. No one else has that kind of access here." Liam looked toward the door. "Will he come to the dorm?" "No. Not yet. He'll summon me. He'll ask for a meeting. But it won't be friendly." Liam's fists clenched. "So what do we do?" Karen walked toward him. "Whatever happens, do not deny the bond. If you do, my body will fall apart." He stared at her. "Fall apart? My people are built different. Once a bond begins, if we reject it, our body turns against us. We become hollow, cold. Then we die." Liam's voice cracked. "I won't let that happen." Karen reached out and took his hand. "I'm not afraid of him," she said. "I'm only afraid of losing this." Liam squeezed her fingers gently. "Then let's not lose it." Outside the dorm, in the black sky, A giant ship floated above the university. Inside the control room, a tall warrior stood, his armor glowing, with the same symbols on Karen's arms. His eyes burned red. He spoke only one sentence, "Bring me the human." Liam was dreaming again. But this wasn't like before. He wasn't in his old house. He wasn't on Earth. He was floating in a sky filled with stars. All around him were glowing lights, soft, slow, like dancing spirits. And in front of him stood Karen, not in her uniform, not in fear. She was glowing, like she was made of light and air. Her silver hair floated gently, her eyes golden like suns. She didn't speak. She just reached out her hand. Liam slowly reached back, and the moment their fingers touched, flash. He saw everything, her childhood, her world, the pressure to be perfect, the battles her father forced her to watch, the fear of weakness, the fear of feeling. Then, her first day at the academy. She saw him, confused, lost, smiling awkwardly at the wrong time. He was strange and kind. She didn't understand the feeling then, but now she did. She had always felt alone, until that night. The night she heard his dream. Liam gasped as he woke up. His sheets were soaked in sweat. His heart raced. He looked over. Karen was sitting, upright on her bed, staring at him. "You saw it too," she whispered. Liam nodded slowly. "That was real, wasn't it?" She nodded. It was a shared dream. The bond is deep now. He sat up, still catching his breath. "I saw your life. All of it." Karen didn't look away. "And I saw yours. Your pain. But also your strength." Liam smiled softly. "You think I'm strong? You carry so much in silence. My people see silence as weakness, but now, I think it's something else. Something stronger." They sat in silence for a while. Then Karen said, "He will call for us today." "Your father?" She nodded. "And he will not come alone. He will come with warriors. With tradition. With questions." Liam swallowed hard. "What happens if we fail his questions?" Karen looked at the wall, her voice low. "Then the bond will be broken." Forcefully. "What does that mean for you?" Karen turned to him. "It means death." Later that day, a silver drone floated outside their window. It blinked red, then green. The summons had come. Karen stood in her finest robe, her hair tied in an ancient warrior style. Liam wore a simple black shirt. His hands were cold. They walked side by side through the long golden hallways of the academy. Everyone moved out of their way. No one dared stop them. No one said a word. Inside the great hall, Karen's father stood tall. Armor plated his arms and chest. His eyes glowed like fire. And beside him were 3 alien elders, robed in black and gold. Karen stopped and bowed deeply. Liam followed her move. Her father's voice thundered across the chamber. "Daughter, you have brought shame." Karen stood straight. "I have followed my heart. There is no heart in war. We are not at war anymore." He pointed at Liam. "And this is what you choose to bond with?" Liam stepped forward. "I didn't force this. I didn't trick her. We just connected," the elders murmured among themselves. Karen's father raised his hand. "Then we test." The room dimmed. A glowing orb floated down between Liam and Karen. "This is the soul echo," the lead elder said. "Place your hands upon it. If your bond is true, it will shine gold. If it is weak, it will burn." Liam and Karen looked at each other. She whispered, "Are you ready?" He nodded. "With you?" "Always." Together, they placed their hands on the orb. Nothing happened. A second passed. Then another. Whispers filled the room. Karen's father smirked. "False bond." But then, Boom! The orb exploded in golden light. Everyone gasped. Symbols floated in the air. Stars. Flames. Two figures holding hands. The lead elder whispered, "Impossible." Karen's father stepped back, stunned. Karen turned to Liam. "The bond is real," she said proudly. Liam smiled. "Guess we passed." Outside the hall, word spread fast. A human had bonded with a warrior princess, not through force, not through law, but through something even alien cultures forgot. Real connection. Karen's father didn't speak. Not at first. Not after the soul echo glowed gold. Not even after the elders began whispering about true soul bonding. He just stared at Liam, with eyes full of quiet rage. Liam felt the weight of that stare, like 1,000 knives. Still, he stood tall beside Karen. Then her father finally spoke, not with words of respect, but with a challenge. "You think this is love?" the general growled. "You think a weak species like yours can understand our bonds?" Karen's voice was sharp. "He understands more than you ever have." The general stepped down from his high platform. The guards moved aside. His boots echoed loudly in the hall as he walked up to Liam, face to face, only inches apart. "You touched something sacred," he said. "Now you will prove you are worthy." Karen stepped in front of Liam. "Father, no." "Silence!" The command echoed like thunder. Karen flinched. Liam moved beside her and placed a hand on her back. "I'm not afraid," he said. Her eyes widened. "But you should be." The great hall changed. The walls shifted, turning into black stone. Symbols glowed. The air turned thick. The elders stepped forward, raising their staffs. "The trial of wills," one elder said. "If he survives, the bond is honored. If he fails, the link is erased forever." Liam looked around. "And what happens to Karen if I lose?" The elder's voice turned cold. "She will forget you. Forever." Karen's hands shook. "No. Please." But it was too late. The trial had begun. A ring of light formed. Liam stood in the center. So did Karen's father. No weapons. Just the mind. The elder's staff hit the ground once. "Boom!" Liam gasped. Suddenly, he wasn't standing anymore, he was falling. He landed in a memory, but not his. It was his worst fear. He was back on Earth. His mother was dying. The hospital bed, the beep of machines, the way he begged her to stay. Tears poured down his cheeks. No, not again. He turned and saw Karen's father standing in the corner, watching coldly. "This is your weakness," the general said. "You carry pain like a child." "I carry it because I loved her," Liam shouted. The scene shifted. Now he was standing in a battlefield. Fire, smoke, screams. Karen was lying on the ground, hurt, crying out his name. "Liam." He ran to her, but an invisible wall blocked his path. "Only the strong protect others," the general's voice echoed. "And you are nothing." Liam dropped to his knees. "Maybe I'm not strong like you," he whispered. "But I never gave up." He slammed his fist against the wall. It cracked. "I never abandoned anyone I cared about." Another slam. "I never stopped loving even when it hurt." Crash. The wall shattered. Liam reached Karen, held her hand, and then light. He opened his eyes. He was back in the great hall, still standing, breathing hard, his body shaking. But he was alive. Karen's father stood across the ring, unmoving. Then the elder's voice rang out. "The trial is over. The bond stands." Gasps filled the room. Karen ran to Liam and caught him before he collapsed. "You did it. You really did it." Liam looked up at her. "I saw you," crying out. "I couldn't leave you." Her father stepped forward. His eyes had changed. Softer. He looked at his daughter, then at Liam. Finally, he spoke in a low voice. "You held your pain and turned it into strength. I still don't understand your kind, but I will not break what is real." He turned away. walked back to his ship without another word. Karen watched him go, shocked. Liam pulled her close. You okay? She nodded, eyes wet. He's never walked away from a challenge before. Liam smiled weakly. Maybe he saw something in me. Karen touched his face. No. He saw something in us. That night, they returned to their dorm. No guards. No warnings. No more rules. They stood at the center of their shared room. Liam looked at her. So? What now? Karen stepped forward, her voice soft. We dream. The stars outside their dorm window looked closer now, brighter. Maybe they hadn't changed at all. Maybe Liam had. Maybe Karen had too. It had been 3 days since the trial of wills. No guards followed them. No elders whispered warnings. No red. Signals blinked on the walls. The academy was silent, but not in fear. In respect, a human and an alien had passed the unpassable. And now, everyone watched from a distance, some with curiosity, some with awe, some with quiet envy. Karen sat on the edge of her vine bed, her hands open, eyes closed. Liam was on his side, fixing a broken data pad. He kept glancing at her, not because she looked alien, but because she looked at peace. She opened her eyes. You're staring again. Liam smiled. Only a little. She tilted her head. Why? Because you don't look like a warrior anymore. What do I look like? He paused. Home. She blinked, and then, slowly, her face softened into a real smile, the kind she never gave anyone before him. They walked together under the twin suns later that evening, not holding hands, not needing to. Their closeness was quiet now, natural. Karen looked up at the sky. Do you know what my people say about bonds that survive the trial? Liam shook his head. They say the souls become synced. When one sleeps, the other dreams the same. When one is hurt, the other feels it. Sounds scary. It's beautiful. Why? She looked at him. Because it means you are never alone again. When they returned to their room, a gift was waiting. A small, silver box. No label. Liam opened it. Inside was a glowing stone and a message. May this bond outlive our fears. The elders Karen held the stone to her chest. It's called a memory core, she said. We place the story of our bond inside it, so others can feel it. After we're gone. She looked at Liam. Do you want to record ours? Liam nodded. Yes, every part of it. They sat together, side by side, and began to speak, not just of the bond, but of the awkward first night, the quiet laughs, the shared pain, the fear, the heat, the dream, the trial, the choice, the moment everything changed. When they finished, the core pulsed once, then glowed gold, forever sealed. Later that night, Karen laid beside him, not above him, not watching him, but beside him, peacefully. Liam turned to her. Karen? Yes? Do you regret bonding with me? She rolled onto her side. Not for a second. Liam smiled. Even though your people feared it? They feared what they didn't know, she said. But now, they know love. Silence followed, but it wasn't empty. It was full of trust, full of warmth. Somewhere deep in space, Karen's father sat alone, watching a recording, a moment during the trial. When Liam shielded her in the dream, the old warrior placed the memory core on his ship's altar and whispered, "Let the stars remember this human." Back on the alien campus, students began to change. More humans were invited. More aliens opened their doors. The bond had begun something far bigger than two hearts. It started a bridge between species, between fear and understanding, between loneliness and love. And every night when Liam closed his eyes, he didn't dream alone. Karen was always there, walking beside him, hand in hand. No longer roommates, but something far deeper. Soulmates, beyond species.